Here he is. All right, let's hear it. The refs screwed us. You didn't deserve to win. This is all bullshit. Whoa, dude, what the heck was that? I'm sorry, man. My heart's not really in it right now. Yeah, clearly. What's going on? I miss being good. I miss games mattering. I miss when we were both good at the same time and we battled each other, man. Just because it's a wet noodle fight now doesn't mean it's going to be a wet noodle fight forever. Feels like forever. You guys are going to be good again. Maybe as soon as next year. I mean, it's right around the corner. You really think so? Yeah, man. You just got to hold on a little while longer. Man, I appreciate you. And I appreciate you always keep it real with me. And I just respect that. Always will, brother. You have a good night. Have a good night, man. That's a damn shame. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. A 5-2-0 in the Sacco era. How about that, right? Have they all been against non-playoff teams? Absolutely. Were we the better team in this game? I don't really think so. Did we get a little help from the refs? Yeah, I think a little bit. But I mean, a dub's a dub. Well, who am I to judge, right? I might sit here and be like, yeah, I think we got a little help from the refs. You might sit there and be like, absolutely no. The refs screwed us over in every way. It doesn't matter. All of that stuff evens out in the wash. But this was, for all intents and purposes, a classic identity game. The Boston Bruins played to their identity. They made a mistake that almost lost them the game that was directly against their identity. But they recovered, and they won the game. This was the quintessential Bruins experience. I don't know about that. I don't know about quintessential, but this was very Bruins-esque. I had the absolute joy of watching this game with Jambi, who is just the absolute best. Just a stud of studs, a stallion of stallions. Excellent dude. Many on this channel know who Jambi Pot is. It was a lovely time watching this game. He is a huge Red Wings fan, also a Bruins fan. He was actively rooting for the Red Wings in this game. Don't let him trick you. He was rooting for the Red Wings in this game. We're going to forgive him for that because we won. If we hadn't won, we wouldn't forgive him for that. That's how that works. But it was a really fun experience because as we watched him being a fan of two teams playing and me being a fan of one, I got to sit there and be frustrated at my one team, right? The one team doing things that I don't love, that you don't love. We've been over this. He got to sit there and be frustrated at two teams that he loves. But both of them have their own issues that are infuriating. Let's talk about the Red Wings a little bit here. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Join the Discord. Do it. There's a lot of people chatting in there. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And we really try to keep the riffraff out. Just, you know, the assholes. But join the Discord. Let's talk about this Red Wings team. We already met once this season, about a week and a half ago, and we squeaked out a 2-1 win. We got it done. Again, identity. To summarize the Red Wings, because we just did a deep dive on them earlier, they're a bottom 10 team in the league for virtually everything. Goals scored, goals allowed, penalty kill, yada, yada, yada. They play like they have no idea what their identity is, and they frequently lose to less talented teams. They also have a top 5 power play, and their goaltending is fantastic if the goaltender is Talbot or Lyon, who are both currently injured. Problem is, that does leave Husso, who's been, awful. He has an .818 save percentage across 3 games played this season. He's going to face the league's worst offense. And immediately, I was like, why didn't they start Kosa? They have this goaltending prospect who looks really good, really, really good. You're facing the league's worst offense. This is about as softball comes for a first NHL start for a goaltending prospect who you called up to the big leagues because you have too many injuries in net. Why not start him? Jobby made a really great point, which is Husso's making a bunch of money. If we're going to rehab this goaltender, let's start by having him face the worst offensive team in the league and, maybe get some positive confidence going, Didn't exactly work out that way. It was a good game by him. He still lost. You're making it work. They are also missing Patrick Kane, resulting in Rasmussen, another extremely aggravating player for the Red Wings, because talent, effectiveness, size, physicality, you know what I'm talking about. He's going to jump to the top line, which, again, just concerning for Red Wings fans, because some were very excited and some were like, oh God, what? The Bruins are going to line up as such. Geeky, Zaka, Pasta, Marchand, Lindholm, Brazeau, Frederick, Coyle, Kostelic, Beecher, McLaughlin, Kepke. I don't know why I said that in that order for the last line. It doesn't matter. Those are the three players. Beecher will likely play most of the faceoffs. Osterley, Mack, Zadorov, Carlo, Lohrei, Peak, and then Korpisalo will get the start. Hampus is still weeks away. Multiple week. Also known as weeks. Let's talk about this game a little bit, shall we? Puck drops! 7:31 into the game. Lohrei fails a clear, which leads to a lost battle at the right point. Puck gets pushed to Edvinsson at the top of the slot. He tries to shoot this. McAvoy makes the block, but the block goes right onto the stick of Raymond, who's in the right circle. He shoots this past Lohrei. Corpy gets a piece, but he never really had a chance on this one, and it's 1-0 just like that. We're less than 8 minutes into the game. This is where your concern comes in immediately with this Bruins team, because they struggle to score. And their advantage against any team is their defensive structure, especially with the way they've played lately. Their defensive structure and goaltending. Korpisalo is a net. He's been very good this season, but you also don't look at him as a guy who should be frequently stealing you games. So you have an early game deficit. You cannot break your structure to start flying the zone to tie the game. You just have to hope your process gets you there. Problem is, the scoring is so bad, typically. I know we've had a couple games where we've had a bunch of goals over the last week and a half, but for the most part, the scoring is so bad that one goal scored like that early, no chance for Korpisalo, a failed clearance, a really good bounce for them, though. Something that your structure should have had the puck out of the zone, but you can't prevent a really good bounce like that happening for the opposing team. You do get worried that any other mistake takes you out of this game completely. A 2-goal deficit is typically going to be a death sentence for this team until some things change with the forwards. That's just the way it is. So there's a little bit of tension that comes with that. 9:15 in, the Bruins take the zone. It looks like the Wings may clear it, but Zadorov knocks it down at the left point, shovels it down the left wall, where Lindholm and Marchand combine to sort of help make this happen. It goes past Lindholm and a Red Wings player, and Marchand gets to collect it. But either way, Marchand gets the win on the puck battle and gets the puck into the left circle. He dishes it back to Zadorov in the high slot, who is going to unleash an absolute bomb. Posted in. Holy, the ring of the pipe on this shot. Oh, chef's kiss. It was gorgeous. It was one of those replays where I don't really care about watching it. I want the audio over and over. And it just makes you, oh, that is a nice sound. 1-1. Hugely important for this team to get that goal back as quickly as they did. For all the reasons I just explained. 2 minutes left of the period, exactly. Petrie's going to go for holding. We're going to go to the power play. We don't do anything with it. On to the second period. 8:52 left of the second period. This has been a slog, right? We went into this period with a huge advantage in shots. They couldn't get anything going. So it was 12-6 going into the period. And then early in the period, we had a few more. It was 16-8, I think, at one point. 16-7 for shots. And then the halfway mark of the period happens. And it's all Red Wings for the next 10 minutes. 8:52 left. Huge chance for the Red Wings. Rebound falls to Berggren right in front of Corpy, who tries to pump fake and then slide it past him. Doesn't really work out, especially because Coyle comes up behind, trips him up to end the chance, and we're going to go to the penalty kill. It's a good penalty to take in that circumstance. One of the best in the league on the power play. Last game, we had their power play completely snuffed out. We couldn't do it this one. And it's a brilliant deflection. It's a second unit for the Red Wings, too. It's not even the first power play unit. Second unit's out. Red Wings are moving the puck fantastically. We get the puck all the way over to Berggren over on the right side. He's going to hammer this hard into the slot where Kasper, with movement, active skating movement, tips this perfectly. 5-hole. Korpisalo has to react to the pass coming to the slot, is in the middle of moving. This thing is, with speed, heading directly under the leg. That had to be up to move. Again, Korpisalo, I'm not really looking at you on this one. That is a brilliant play, a brilliant shot, and we're going to challenge for offsides. And it was offsides. I hate it. It was offsides by about that much. I've complained about this 1,000 times. Obviously, this is to the advantage of the Bruins, but it's just not what the rule was about, man. I mean, I get it. Oh, you're offsides, but it was supposed to be about egregious stuff. Like, this is a half of an inch. That should count. I don't know. I'm glad that it didn't count and we got the win, but my goodness, just these rules have gotten so tight and so black and white, and which is the right way to handle it, I guess, in this modern age. It's just a bummer sometimes. It's frustrating. Either way, it's going to be 1-1. It was offsides. So we keep playing and we kill the rest. 5:51 left. Zadorov with a blatant slashing on Raymond. The slash was blatant. There was an extra cross-check that Raymond almost died from, but luckily they didn't need the defibrillator for him to bring him back. He was fine. He did. Zadorov gets him in the back with a cross-check, which is a cross-check. It was a cross-check. I think the reason he wasn't also called for that is because Raymond did sell this one pretty egregiously. The slash, though, 100% was a slash. We're going to go back to the penalty kill. What an unbelievably stupid play by Zadorov. It's fine. 2:48, we kill it. 2:48 left. Bruins get a shot on net. I want to point this out because it's our first shot on net in almost 9 minutes. We've been outshot 9-1 in the second half of this period. 2:35 left. Peak deflects a puck into his face. He'll go down the tunnel. And then 1:59 left. DeBrincat for holding, but also Carlo for interference on the same play. It's a 2-minute 4v4. I know there was some controversy about the Carlo call. Felt like that was actually correct. It was light contact, but if you miss, especially because he misses the puck and then reacts to the player going past him to go collect the puck he just missed and gets him with the arm, it wasn't a lot of contact, but it was contact directly related to a loose puck that he had just whiffed on. It was clearly from a ref's eyes. I was like, that is preventing a scoring opportunity when you don't have the possession of the puck, nor are you both battling for it. This guy is skating past you, and you knock him down. That's interference. All day, that's interference. Light contact, yes. The action itself, that's interference. We'll go to the third period after we kill off that. 1:19 in. Transition offense by Detroit. Raymond loses the puck after crossing the blue line, but Rasmussen jumps on it and moves to the left side. We've got 5 players in the zone. 5 players in the zone. Rasmussen's going to pass on that left side to Raymond, who's all alone in the slot. We've got 5 players in the zone. Raymond is alone in the slot. We've got 5 players in the zone, but somehow Raymond is alone in the slot. There's 5 players, and then there's 5 players. And somehow that equals Raymond alone in the slot. Elias Lindholm, you absolute donkey. This is what I'm talking about with the details, all right? We have been so detail-oriented over the past week and a half. 2 weeks-ish. The Joe Sacco era. The defensive lapses aren't acceptable. They just aren't. Because if they happen, this team loses. There's no way around that. Well, I know we won this game. Bear with me here. This was blatant. It's transition offense. Detroit has been feeding pucks to the slot all night. All night! And Elias Lindholm in this moment decides that McAvoy, who's covering the pass to the net front and engaging the player who is moving in that direction, he's to the right of Swayman. Osterley, who has a player near him as well. Those two have the 2. And Elias Lindholm goes, hey, there's a guy down in the net front. Osterley's on him. McAvoy's right there. with his back turned to that guy, but McAvoy's focused on the guy with the puck. Osterley's got the other guy. Let me go help. So he skates down to the net front. There's 3 guys, basically covering 1 guy, because McAvoy's playing prevent to the guy with the puck. So it's all 3 basically around the 1. There's Raymond, alone in the slot. Everybody loves him. What the fuck? Dude, this is just... We're not even 2 minutes in the third period, and to have a mental lapse like this from a guy that's making a lot of money to be a great two-way center who has already lost his 1C job. I don't want to be that person that just hates on Elias Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov every single video. So I'm just going to pick one per video. Elias, this was awful by you. Awful. Awful. And honestly, the rest of his game wasn't hell, so it's fine. But, like, this was so bad. Anyway, Raymond gets that puck and buries it. Great shot. The dude's a scorer through and through. 6:31 in. McAvoy in the offensive zone gets called for hooking. We're going to go to the penalty kill. We kill it. 10:32 left. Sherratt for cross-checking. We're going to go power play. I spent the 45 seconds leading up to this power play crapping on our power play. Talking to Jambi and just absolutely dive bombing this shit. It is bad. It's pathetic. It doesn't know what it's doing. Our power play is the worst in the league for a reason. And he points out, well, our penalty kill is on pace to set a season low since 1977 when they started tracking the penalty kill success. Well, it turns out it's for a reason. Lohrei gets the puck off of a face-off win, hammers this on net. Brazeau gets the tip in the net front. Low blocker. It's 2-2. Honestly, there's not much that really any penalty kill can do about that. But it was really funny that I spent just about a minute crapping on my team's power play for them to score 4 seconds into it to tie the game. We are going to end this period tied. We do have a power play again. Gustafsson trips Pasta, but nothing comes from it. Overtime happens. In the overtime, there's 2 big moments. One of them is Dylan Larkin deking through the neutral zone wonderfully and launching himself on a breakaway and just gets Korpisalo beat because he wants to hit the post and out. And on the other end, we are going to get back in the zone, spend a little time there. We're going to turn the puck over. DeBrincat's going to be circling his own net with Pasta on his ass cheeks. There's some controversy here. Now, if you're a Bruins fan, you feel like DeBrincat had his hand all over Pasta and fell down on his own. If you're a Red Wings fan, you felt that Pasta took him down. I'm here to say I don't really care which one it was. I don't know. I don't care. We got the one. I got nothing here. It looks like he took him down, but also DeBrincat had some hands going. I don't know. Either way, DeBrincat falls over. Puck gets loose. Zacha collects in that right circle, and he's going to shovel it to Pasta, who's in the slot. And Pasta's going to immediately bump it back to Zacha. Now, of course, Husso moves to his right because Pasta, and then goes, oh crap, he went right back the other way. No chance for him. Zacha doesn't hit the post. Right? Feels wrong. Buries it. 3-2, overtime, dub. When Pasta passed that puck back to Zacha, my heart dropped. It just sank. I was like, how dare you not shoot that puck? He made the right play. It's fine. Great game, great win. Game notes. Let's talk. I won't even do the identity thing yet. Lohrei's roller coaster. Lohrei either had shifts where he was absolutely brilliant and you loved seeing him, or where he was the dumbest man that has ever lived on this planet and kept doing things that made you go, why? Development is really tricky with players. Lohrei is killing me through 27 games this season. I just never know what I'm getting from him. I never know. The positives are so unbelievably positive, and the negatives are your deepest depths of hell negative. He'll find the middle ground. It'll get there. But boy, the roller coaster isn't fun. It is exciting, but it isn't fun. Other game note, top 6, ill, but bottom 6, all right. The new look third line of Frederick, Coyle, Kastelik is really good. It's really good. It will be really great if Frederick ever wakes up, ever truly wakes up. But so far, I like it. McLaughlin on the fourth is, I mean, they're mostly non-existent, but non-existent in the right way. They're not allowing a lot against. They're getting the puck in deep. They're laying a forecheck. They're not creating scoring chances, but that's not the fourth line's role anyway. So I'm pretty happy with the fourth line right now. They're just not, you don't remember a lot of their shifts. Top six, still getting widely outplayed. Widely outplayed for a variety of reasons. They don't have the right personnel. They just don't. They need someone, at least one other person that shifts everyone down a little bit. I don't know how that happens this early in the season. I don't think it does. But it is really frustrating to look at your top six and go, ugh. But then your bottom six looks so good. Looks so good. What are you going to do, right? The last game, though, is the identity is still there. I mean, it just is. It's a team that they survived the major gaffe by Elias Lindholm, you absolute donkey. But they survived that. And they put together a bunch of really great defensive plays, got some good saves by Korpisalo, and then scored opportunistically with some controversy. But they got the job done, and you take that and you keep moving forward. And this is the way that they got to fight and claw and battle for wins. There's not going to be a lot of 6-3 wins out there. There's just not going to be, unless I live stream apparently, because we're 2 for 2 on those so far. I mean, I'm really comfortable with where this team's at. I was really frustrated after the Pittsburgh game, obviously, because they let an unbelievably winnable game go, and you need the points right now. I mean, the Bruins right now have like 4 extra games played, and they're up by 3 points on the next person in the standings. It's gonna be a tough battle, a tough road to make the playoffs, especially like you have so many easy wins in front of you. Still, the next like 4 games are still against mostly easy competition. I mean, you really gotta. We do have Winnipeg coming up, but you gotta capitalize against the teams that you should beat. Not really worried about giving Detroit a point there. I mean, you barely got this win. And Detroit has their own issues. I'm not overly worried about them yet. But I'm comfortable that the identity keeps getting built. But the scoring's not going to suddenly improve. It really isn't. We're going to have flashes of games, but we're going to get shut out a few games that are going to be insanely frustrating too. It's just the way we're built. Anyway, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Got you with it twice. Go Bees. Go Bees! And now it's time to say thank you to the high-quality inspectors. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's over 100 of you at this point. And I love doing these thank yous at the end, but I think we're reaching such a volume that I have to rethink this strategy because you're all so incredible and so supportive. But this is getting really long, and there's got to be a better way, right? But let's start the thank yous, of course, with the top line tier. Dampen, Negev79, Trial Exotic, Jeff McGugan, Brad Yaati, Andrew Peterson, Zenon Noel DeGuy, Donald Shelton, Anakin Palpatine, The Rat 63, Lola Cattingsworth, EKM Productions, Moonlighter TV, Big Bad Bruin, The Bugman, Adam Ella, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, Roland 22, GD Viperworks, Len Cruz, Brock Nope, Han Slomo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. You're absolute legends of this channel, and you're very appreciated. And now, of course, to our all-star tier members. Lorenzo Wood, Jake Brower, Penny Pasta, Levi Catalani, Boston Stringler, Bagel, Jacob Pratt, Nightmare Eco, John Kirk, Joel, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, Michael DePaulo, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Bruin Smash, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Dutes 42, and Jeremy. Absolute stallions, every single one. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I cannot express my gratitude. Go Bees.